turn, running all the way. Gets to the edge. Sonny Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and...
Yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Cambiando estaba Billingsley. Interceptado. Y a ver hasta dónde lo puede devolver. Es Kelly Ringo. Sigue Ringo. Corta adentro. Ringo. Touchdown. Georgia.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side. Also the former DB turned running back for the University of Georgia. And you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys, go Dogs. Sick 'em.
What's going on, Dog family? Back in here for another episode of Respect the Hedges, man. And as always, brought to you by the Tailgate Kings. That's right. We here. We 10-0, family. We 10-0, clinched the SEC East. Let's bring our panel on without further ado. First up, man, is this guy. Hey, man, he been waiting for his turn to go first up, so we're gonna let him come in here and bring all the energy. We talking about one of the tight ends that got this thing started. Long line of tight ends at the University of Georgia, TEU, as it has become known. We got my guy Jevaris Johnson. What's going on, JV?
Hey, what's going on, Fanatics fam? Glad to be here this evening. Man, you know what? It kind of is big shoes to fill jumping in here for old E-Rob this afternoon. You know what I mean? But
Thanks.
I can tell you this. We came off of another W. We look good in the effort. We have some things we need to clear up for sure. But what I do see is that we are kind of getting back to that whole hard hat, steel-toe boot type of scenario when we get off the bus, man. It's time to go to work. And you know I'm super excited tonight to have our special guest on, baby, because as you know, tight ends rule the world. We the most athletic, we the most handsome, we the most debonair. We get the job done better than anybody in the country. I welcome my brother, my dog. So I can't wait to get this night started. Let's go, dogs.
That's right, man. Up next, man, the coolest fan in the land, man. We got our guy, Cool Cal. What's going on, Cal? How you gonna follow that up, Cal?
What's happening? All I got to say is I want to be a tight end. Hey, man, that bio sound good. We good looking. We the most athletic. I'm like, shit, I want to be a tight end too. Let your boy get in the group, man. I'm on that D-line. Let your boy get in the group, man.
Hey, I'm going to hit you with some of that Dave Chappelle. Come on.
Hey, man, next in the phone, man. He wasn't no tight end, man, but he was a wide receiver, man, and a good one at that. We got our guy, C.A. Corey Allen. What's going on, C.A.?
Hey, man, you know what? I don't want to mess up what the tight ends got going on. They got a sweet thing right now, so I can't hate on it. But at the same time, the Dogs handled some business. I'm glad to be back in the lab to discuss it back here between the hedges with the boys. And I'm excited about our special guest as well. So, yeah, let's get at it, man. Let's talk about it.
That's right, man. And one of CA's brethren, man, another former wide receiver, a double dog, ran track too. We got Shawty. Dad Parker, what's going on, Shawty?
Fellas, what's happening? It's good to be back in, man, off another victory. Yeah, good to be back in off another victory. Like everybody else, I'm very happy about the guest tonight. One thing I can say is, in some sense, we cut from the same cloth. You always know where you're gonna stand with this guy, man. He always gonna tell you the truth, no matter if it's right or wrong, however you feel, and you can't do nothing but respect it.
That's right. That's right. And without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our special guest, man. Like JV mentioned, man, another one of the tight ends in the tight end university line. He played tight end at the University of Georgia, man. Played over 10 years in the league. He was a first team freshman All-American, first team All-SECs, Pro Bowler, man. Let's bring him on in, man. We got Randy McMichael. What's going on, Randy?
Yo, what up, my boy?
Randy, man.
I'm so glad to be here with y'all because I've been upstairs. These fourth grade fractions been kicking my ass for the last hour. So I'm glad I get to hang out with my boys,
Come
man.
escape
My
with
man,
us.
CA, Thad, Shawty, boy. You know how much love I got for you. And JV, you know, we from different wounds, but we still brothers. But I love you, man. So it's my pleasure to be on with y'all, man.
That's right. That's right, man. Couple of dogs that's already in here. Of course, Shelby. What's going on, Shelby? With the Gold Dogs. Trevor's already in the building. What's up? He say, what's up, guys? What's going on?
What up, T-Pain?
Yeah, Trev say, what's up, Randy, man? Hey, man, we're going to jump in this thing. Hey, we're going to start out with the start bench cut, the one that I left out last week, but we getting to it this week, man. We got, this is straight out of Cool Cal's collection. We talking best running back duos, start bench cut, man. We got Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. We got Cadillac and Ronnie Brown. We got McFadden and Felix from Arkansas. We're going to let the guest of honor start this one out. We're going to let Randy, put you on the hot seat right when you get here, dog.
All right. So, you know, me and Ronnie, that's my brother right there, man. That is little bro right there. So I always got so much love for him. So happy with Cadillac's getting to do at Auburn. McFadden was a bad boy. But, I mean, Chubb is just special. And him and Sony, I mean, that game against Oklahoma out there in the Rose Bowl, you just saw their greatness. And so I'm gonna be a damn homer. I don't care. I'm going with Chubb.
There we go.
I'm going with Chubb and Sony, man.
All right, so you gonna start Chubb and Sony. Who you putting on the bench and who you gonna cut?
I'm gonna put Lack and Ronnie on the bench, and I gotta cut McFadden because I never trust the knock-knee pigeon-toe running back anyway.
All right, Cool Cal. This is your suggestion, man. What you got on it, dog?
Damn, Randy, that's an angle I didn't think about, the knock knee, but
That's rough.
that wasn't in the equation, but that's something to think about. But man, y'all be a little. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna reverse it up a little bit, man. First off, Cadillac and Brown, they were awesome backs, man. What they did, they senior years. But I'll go ahead and cut those guys, man. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start McFadden and Felix, and that's the reason why, man. I went back and I kind of looked some things up, some stats and things, man. Those guys were dominant. McFadden used to also run the Wildcat. He was versatile. You know what I'm saying? I think those guys, you know, they both had over 1,100 yard seasons, back-to-back seasons together. That's a pretty dominant 2-year run from those guys. And on the bench, man, I'm going to go with Chubb, Michelle, man. I love those guys. Going into this, when I first thought about it, that's who I thought would have been starting without a doubt. But when I went back and looked up some numbers, man, I went with McFadden and Felix, man.
There it is. All right, Shawty. What you got on it, dog? You got 2 different opinions so far.
Yeah. So it's crazy, man. This is how good this category is, man. I never thought I would be putting, you know, Cadillac and Ronnie Brown on the bench. You know what I mean? I mean, not on the bench, but you know what I'm saying, cutting them.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, they were great, man. I kind of looked at their numbers. You know, I thought it was going to be very easy until I kind of dug into the numbers a little bit. And they were great at what they did in their careers. Total, they had 6,500 yards together. And roughly about, I think, maybe 70 touchdowns, somewhere in that range, something like that. So, I mean, they put up some great numbers for 4 years, but I'm going to have to cut them. And the reason I'm going to cut them is because I'm going to go ahead and put Arkansas guys, I'm going to put them on the bench. And the only reason they're on the bench is because they didn't have the time that the other two tandems had. They only roughly had 2 years. And y'all got to remember, they had Peyton Hillis sliding in there, too. I don't know if y'all remember that. They had Peyton Hillis sliding in there, too. So but they put up some great numbers in pigeon toes and not knee, Randy. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, McFadden had the best single season out of everybody. He had 1,800 yards one season. Boy. Yeah, so he bad boy with them pigeon toe and the not knee. So, but with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start our guys, Chubb and Michelle. And I don't know which stat Cal looked at, but the stat I saw is as a tandem, they the FBSC or whatever they are, all-time leading tandem rushers with 8,382 yards.
There it is.
Ooh, yeah, the stats. I looked at the 2-year run. I looked at the 2-year run. That's what I said.
You fumbled.
Go back and check the tape. Go back and check the tape.
All right, CA, you up the bat, man. Who you starting, who you benching, and who you cutting?
I think everybody's made it clear with the stats. You know, we can go in a lot of different directions, but I do have McFadden and Felix starting. I got Sony and Chubb on the bench, and I cut Caddy and Ronnie. All three tandems highly decorated, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
There it is, and we started with a tight end. We're gonna finish with a tight end. JV, who you starting, who you benching, who you cutting?
Man, I actually was gonna go Homer with it and start Chubb and Michelle, but
go ahead.
Shawty just brought some old stat knowledge gold to the show tonight, and I'm gonna bring up the guys I was gonna have on the bench, which is gonna be that Arkansas tandem, the knock knee, the pigeon toe,
all that
wildcat running, bulldog wearing. Woo!
He threw a lot of passes.
Hey, the man did a lot of good. He did a lot of work. I'm gonna have to start those guys, man. He put in some good work, man. And when it comes down to the bench guys, I'm gonna have to go with my folks from Georgia, man. Chubb Michelle, just the type of guy that Chubb ended up being. If you guys remember, realistically, I don't think Chubb would have got as much run if Sony Michelle didn't get hurt, because Sony was toting the ball a little bit better when they started out. By the time they ended up, by the time they ended, both of those boys were just super bad boys. So I got to go with them on the bench, and then, man, I'm gonna have to cut Cadillac and Brown. No, you know what I'm saying, no small print, no, you know what I'm saying, nothing that's slighting them. But the other two were just that. That's what I got, guys.
Hey, there it is. Cool Cal coming in with the banger. I don't think we've had a star bench cut as versatile in the answers as this one, Cool Cal. So
good one, Cal.
Yeah. You set the standard. Hey, the best is the standard, so you can't fall off now.
He don't know the standard code. We don't have to talk to gauges out there.
That's why I say he set the standard. I say he set the standard. I didn't say that's what I'm saying. So he can't fall off now. You know what I'm saying?
I got it, Coach. I accept the job, Coach. I got it. We good.
Hey, there it is, man. Coming off this weekend, man. Dogs with a big victory. I think somebody called like 45-10 or something when we was doing our predictions last week. So they almost held up to that. There was still some areas of improvement, but the Dogs do clinch the SEC East and fortify their trip to Atlanta. CA, what'd you think about Saturday, dog? I know the score said we won by a whole bunch like we was perfect, but we know we wasn't.
That's true. Overall, I liked it. I enjoyed the tenacity with my defense played. I think we had a few turnovers, and that helped the score look a lot closer than it should have been. But overall, I think we really looked good as the number one team in the nation. I liked what we were able to do in the passing game, in those limited opportunities we took as far as deep shots. The tight ends always been key. I can't deny what's going on right in front of me. So, you know, when those guys are carrying the seams and being effective like that, it does open up the field for a lot more. So I think we rushed for almost 200 yards. So I was really pleased with what we did on offense outside of the turnovers. And I think defense just continues to grow. So as long as we can keep the big play opportunity away on defense, I don't really see any flaw in the game plan. It's all about execution and staying healthy at this point.
There it is, Randy. You watched the game Saturday, man. What'd you see out there that you liked and something that you might have didn't like as well?
You know what? I thought that, you know, some of the management, especially, I mean, it's back-to-back weekends, Kirby mismanaging some things at the before half and everything. Yeah. Obviously, giving up that touchdown. I mean, Keelan Ringo make the tackle, and that's not going to happen. My biggest thing to piggyback on what CA was talking about with the run game, without Lat's 80-yard touchdown run, they really didn't get nothing going consistently in the run game. So that kind of frustrated me. And I have this saying that, you got to have, if you have two damn Stetson moments, you're probably going to win against teams like this. And that was a hell of a play by the defensive lineman from Mississippi State. But overall, of course we're better than them, so we can have a couple damn Stetson moments to come up and win. But I just thought the contributions from other guys, Karis Jackson, he Folk Valley, born and raised and everything like that, made some big plays for the team. Seeing Kendall Milton get a nice run at the end of the game, the icy was a big play for me. But I just think up front, and the five guys, they're talented as hell. We're talking about our offensive line fellas, but collectively as a group, they got to play better. But hell, you win the football game, you're better than them going into a hostile environment like Stark Vegas. It's going to be rocking. You got the number one. That's a goalpost game for them fellas. And Georgia was able to go down there because they're better than them to handle their business. But yeah, I just get to a point where when do we get to a point where, okay, these little mistakes and we play a team with equal talent come back and haunt us? That's my biggest thing.
Tell him, Pete County.
And something you said about the offensive line just here recently, yesterday, our offensive line made it to be a semifinalist for the Joe Moore Award.
Yep. And
listen, I'm glad that they got they about to be up for the accolade, but I think I'm like a lot of people on this panel. I still need to see them move some more people. You know what I'm saying? Shawty, what you saw on Saturday, man, that you might have thought we need to work on, and something that you might have liked?
Well, I'm kind of, both these guys saw most of the things that I would say up. One thing I will say, just to kind of, throw a little bit more statistical background into it. Without those two big runs, we only averaged 2.4 yards a carry.
Right.
So with that being said, the offensive line, they definitely have to do better. I think that's something we've harped on all season. We thought coming into this year that our running backs would actually be, as a talent, they were more explosive than we had in the past, and we would see more big plays. And unfortunately, that hasn't been the case. But at the same time, hell, we averaging 41 points a game.
Yeah.
So it's hard. And, to go back to something we had last year, to say what Randy said, I totally agree, Randy, but it's just like every week we're expecting that challenge to come, and we just keep whooping folks' ass. It's like, I don't know who we gonna run up against. Like who we gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you think we got them, we whoop their ass too.
I want to go back to one thing that Randy said. Randy, you talked about the clock management of those three plays. Was you dissatisfied because we was trying to score and you think we should have just kneeled it and ran the timeout, or was you dissatisfied with the play selection?
I think the play selection got me, because that's the thing with Kirby, is that you don't know how he's going to handle into the half, like plays like that, because you're sitting there, you're watching like, oh hell, go for it, and then he'll come out and run a damn belly play, and then the clock will run down, and then they'll try an explosive play, and then you're in third down and 7, and then you run it, they call a timeout, and then you're forced to give the ball back. You know, and that's my only thing about it, because like Shawty was saying, like, it's crazy because when you look at Ohio State or Tennessee and how they score their points, or Alabama, and you're looking like, damn, look at that big play right there. That ain't what we do, but yet we're still right there in line with their ass as far as all the scoring records that they have. And that's my thing about Georgia. Georgia plays at their own pace, and they make everybody else play at the pace. And so what happens when teams don't play at our pace? Because Alabama last year in the SEC Championship game did play at our pace, but everybody else has played at our pace. So my biggest thing right now, I know we're going to win the damn championship. I'm not worried about that. But my thing is, what happens when we're forced to play another pace? That's my only thing.
Then I think that's what a lot of people thought was going to happen when we played Tennessee.
Right.
Like you say, we controlled the game, but they thought, Tennessee was going to make us play their pace. Coming up this weekend, we got, Kentucky. Cool, Cal. And on the surface, of course, it don't look like much of a game. I mean, Kentucky hadn't looked good at all. You know what I'm saying? So what's your thoughts on this weekend, Cool Cal?
Kentucky, they look like an old 90s Kentucky team at this point. But really, early in the season, man, they looked good. They were a top 10 team. Quarterback was hot. And it was a game I remember seeing. I remember when they played Ole Miss, and I watched that game really close with a lot of intent. And I watched Levis man, he makes a lot of mistakes, man. He makes a lot of mistakes that I think our defense can capitalize on. And I think we could really go into this game, man, put them away early. Chris Rodriguez, who I think is probably their best player, I think he's a tough running back, tough to get down. He brings a physical style that we're going to have to deal with. But other than that, to be honest with you, on either side of the ball, I don't really see much challenge from them. And I think Will Levis is in place to give us a few plays, maybe get 2 or 3 picks this game, get that defense healthy, get some sacks, and I don't really see it as much of a game.
Okay, I got you, JV. In the mind of a player, man, we got things locked up in the East. You know what I'm saying? And we headed up here in Kentucky. It's cold down here, so we know it's cold up there. So what's the mentality of the team going up there this weekend, man?
I think I had already commented on what I think the mentality of the team is going to be. I think we're going to throw on a hard hat. We're going to throw on these steel-toe boots, and we're going to commence to kick in the living crap out of these cats. I don't think they really have a whole bunch of ways out of this game for us not to double them up by at least 14 to 21 points because they're not playing good ball. If I'm not mistaken, did they not just lose to Vanderbilt?
Yes.
Yes.
A team that hasn't won an SEC game literally since I came off of Similac. I don't know realistically how you lose that game if you're Kentucky, and really how you bounce back from that as a coaching staff and as players on that team to then say that we're going to go out and beat the number 1 team in the land that's averaging 41 points and giving up only, if I'm not, I think it's 10 points a game. They don't really have a chance. I'm not concerned with them, man. I was probably more concerned with Mississippi State that I am with Kentucky, and it's kind of a slight on them and a sad situation to see that they've regressed as much as they have, because what you have in the East, you have some great ball and some teams that are coming up, and they just have totally pulled a Auburn from last year on me. I don't really know what to say about it. I'm not concerned. We're going to beat them. We're going to beat them bad, and we're going to march on to the SEC championship to go ahead and get and to become the kings of the hill.
Okay. CA, so do we try to get up early and start playing some of the backups, man? Like, let's say A.D. Mitchell is finally healthy. I don't know if he will be, but that do need some run, if we're going to use him in those 3 games that Stad references down the stretch.
True. I think this would be a perfect opportunity to get anybody some action that might want some. I mean, anybody. I feel like the whole roster should get a piece of this. It's basketball season in Lexington, baby. They ain't really worried about what's going on that football field no more, man. It's a wrap as far as the helmet situation concerned. We can go in here, stay healthy, and that's going to work itself out because the talent on the field is extremely different from one sideline to the next. So I think this is all about staying healthy. I wouldn't worry about the margin. I would definitely play the under on this game, but I feel like offensively, Georgia's going to get what we want. Kentucky's going to have a hard time whether we got the starters in or the third team in. And that's just, that kind of is what it is. But right now, I don't feel like their level of focus, which is something we ask of our team, I don't think theirs is intact at all, which was evident last week. So right now, the ship is sinking over there, and we're just going to go ahead and punch some more holes in it and make it happen quicker.
I got it. Shout out to E-Rob in the comments. He laughing at the similar comment. B. Miller say, remember, they still an SEC team. I definitely think so. I think the biggest test.
Nobody want to hear that, Skrilla.
Come on, man.
Hey, guys, I don't mean to hijack. I have a question for you because, of course, I always want to talk to my dogs about this. And when we look at this squad, and me and Andy, we had a question on this on the show today about how do you feel compared, because they're 10-0 again, how do you feel compared this year to last year? How do you feel about this team compared to last year?
That's a good question. Well, I answer that. I feel better about this team than I did last year. And the reason that I do is because I've seen us do it. I didn't see us do it last year. So it was always that hesitation, because we still got to the SEC championship game. Bama put it on us. So it was like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? We can't get it done again. And that's kind of still that feeling that I had last. This year, I feel like, man, we're the best team. If we lose to somebody, man, it's a major upset in my book. I think we got the best team on paper. We got the best coaching staff. And I think we're there as a program right now to where we're in a dominant phase, and we just got to keep taking advantage of it.
Yeah, let me get a piece of this question.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get a piece of this question too, man. Oh, you go ahead, Shawty.
Okay, so to piggyback a little bit off what Cal said, just like last year, this year we're also the best team on paper.
Right.
But the reason I feel so much better about this year is this right here. It's twofold. First of all, we're a much more balanced team this year. Way more balanced. I can rely on my offense just as well as I can on my defense. I didn't feel like that last year. We were so defensive driven. And also, I'm going to be honest with you, to put it in a nutshell, I don't think the competition is as good this year.
True.
Okay.
That matters.
That matters. JV, what you got on it?
Man, great points by Cal. Great points by Shawty. The last point that I would like to make in this scenario is that I think the coaching staff learned an important and valuable lesson from last year, because when we went into that SEC game, man, we did not play like ourselves. We did not play like ourselves on defense. We played tight on offense. We didn't bring that heat. And when we got to that championship game, it looked like every other game that we had played prior to the SEC championship. I think the coaches realized that, and you can hear it when Kirby is talking about in the post-game speeches and even in the pre-game speeches, we're playing Georgia ball. We're not being hunted, we're hunting. We're going to make them look us in our eyes. We're not playing down, and we're not doing what anybody else wants us to do anymore. We're making them actually look the lion in the eye. They're going to stand in front of us while we're roaring, and they're going to have to beat us. I think the coaching staff actually has a different, or has a more stoic and a more solidified mentality on how they're going to approach a game. And that's just being Georgia, not being anything else and not being scared. So that's why I feel like we have a better base this year, along with the offense, along with all the things also that Cal had mentioned.
Yeah, and somebody, Trevor's mentioned this in the comments, man. I think collectively there's more confidence in Stetson. I think last year we felt like those moments that Randy talked about, the old damn Stetsons, like we didn't think he would come back from those until he showed us in the championship. This year, it's like it's kind of like I know Stetson might have a mess up in the game, but I'm not worried about it because I feel like the next drive he gonna come back and lead us to a touchdown. So for me, it's and y'all know, like, me and Shawty, we had our doubts, and but this year I don't really have a doubt that I think Stetson is gonna do what Stetson does, and he's gonna
give it. Stetson take it away. I don't know.
If that ain't the most. If that ain't the really thing ever.
I'm saying, baby.
And that's what I think it is, man. And as y'all say, man, we gonna take care of business with Kentucky. We're not gonna talk about the trade school, but I think Kirby gonna start doing a little install on LSU, man. Just some initial thoughts on LSU, CA. You ain't got to go in depth, but just your initial thoughts on LSU. They kind of hot right now.
I think it's all hype. We just got to hit the quarterback and contain him. Aside from that, they got one receiver I'm afraid of. The defense shows up every weekend, but, I don't believe in Kelly. It's year one. They riding the wave. I call it fake. I think I got a better team, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen in Atlanta. So I just want my guys to be healthy is all I'm looking for.
Okay. Randy, what you seen out of LSU, man? Like, they started out kind of slow, man, but like I say, they done put down a couple of teams now.
I think, this defensively, like CA was saying, man, that damn Perkins Jr., if y'all didn't watch him last week,
man. We got to block 40.
Yeah, he's different.
Got to block 40.
Is a one-man damn wrecking crew, man. I think their front, when we get to the game, I think that'll be the best front that Georgia plays. So up to that point, I really do. I think they're that good. I don't think but the one thing about LSU, they're not as good as we would always think of LSU in the secondary. So I think that's how Georgia can make some hay. Offensively, they're not going to let Jaden Daniels beat them because he's their offense. I know C.A. Butte, he is a hell of a player and everything like that, but it's all about Jaden Daniels. This is the best he's played. I go back to watching him at Arizona State. He's never played this well, and give them credit. They like, hey, I know we got Butte. I know we got all these things, but we can win with this young man being able to run and throw the football. And I know Georgia's not going to let him beat him because in all their big games they've won, he was the catalyst against Alabama offensively. So many different things. You know, we talk about tight ends. I feel so old because my former teammate's son, Mason Taylor, caught the ball and everything. I remember seeing Mason when he was 2 months old, so that makes me feel even older.
Wow.
But I just don't think that LSU has the firepower to contend with Georgia. That's just me, but I do think their front can give Georgia some problems.
Yeah, and I think that's I think last year Shawty kind of touched on he didn't want us to be in no shootout with nobody. I think we feel comfortable we could get in the shootout if need be, and I don't think LSU got the guns to be in that shootout with us. E-Rob say he thinks we're gonna beat LSU pretty soundly. So
yeah, man, the way they play defense, they make them vulnerable, man. They take too many chances on defense. I just think we too sound and too good. Especially with having the mismatch at the tight end position.
Right.
It's just, you know, I think they take too many chances.
Yeah. What you going to say, Cal?
I was going to say, man, we owe LSU one from a couple years ago. They put one on us in the SEC championship game. You know what I'm saying?
And that matters.
That does matter. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think that's bulletin board material, how they put it on us a couple of years ago. So I think we owe them boys one.
Okay. Just want to give a quick shout out to the Blitz City podcast. This is my guy over there on YouTube, man, doing things for the HBCU. If you ever want to know anything about the HBCU, he got you.
Check him out.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Hey, if y'all got any questions in the comments, let's go ahead and start getting them in, man. Let's start getting them in. And first, let's.
I got a question because I'm glad to be here with y'all boys and everything. And I got
go ahead.
Because you ever asked about certain guys getting, like CA was talking about getting guys back, getting guys playing. And, you know, we have Georgia guests on every week, and we always ask about the same guy, A.D. Mitchell. And is it me? And I know y'all, I hope y'all are with me on the frustration when it comes to injuries at damn Georgia. Because when he got hurt, Kirby said if we needed, he could have went back in the game. That was 8 damn weeks ago. You know, I mean, I don't understand the injury protocol anymore because like if you could have went back in the game, then you could have went back in the game, but you missed 8 damn weeks after that. So is that much? Am I not alone in that situation with being just frustrated with the fact because he is?
I like that.
That is man. He is the best receiver they got, and now I'm starting to question his toughness. That's just me, but I mean, am I wrong for that?
No, I think what's crazy. My homeboy asked me the same thing 2 weeks ago. He's like, "Man, what is going on? You tell us to do
re-aggravated
back in."
You know what I'm saying? He re-aggravated like a week or two ago. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a little bit of playing chess, and it's a little bit of the luxury he has in that roster. But
I just think he on that Bill Belichick, man. You know, he don't really.
Yeah, he play. Yeah, you know.
but to Randy's point, I think that might have just been him. You know, flowing into the next week, saying that AD could come back because if he'd been out for this long, it had to be something that was pretty serious. Even if he tweaked.
Oh, he came back. Remember, he sued.
He came back.
He re-aggravated the injury. Yeah, he re-aggravated the injury. He came back too soon.
That's right. But I mean, he was still out 4 weeks when he came back. 5 weeks when he came back.
Stetson called the number one receiver in the nation, so you know they want him.
That dude, hey man,
he's good, dog.
And Monk and Will, they known to, sandbag plays now. You know, they got some stuff they holding.
I think
we discuss this every year.
I think he can be the next first round draft pick. I mean, George Pickens is the first round pick. But I mean, that's how great I think this kid is, man. I think this dude.
And he don't come with the baggage.
We agree all across the board.
Exactly. Tess Harrison, shout out Tess. She said they rushed him back to practice too early. And then, like I said, man, he got in the game like that. Said he played like 2 or 3 plays, and I remember some guys was getting tackled, and I knew he was still hurt because some guys was getting tackled by his ankles, and he was trying to like gingerly get out the way. I was like, he wasn't ready.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't know, like you said, it is a lot of injuries we be having. But I asked the guys about that last year. Kirby said they're gonna be physical in Athens. Like we hitting on what Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I guess.
Hey Randy. All we can do is count on Kirby and Ron Corson.
That's it.
Ron ain't gonna release you until you're ready, and Kirby ain't gonna play you till he needs you now. So
exactly.
And Ron is the man.
Exactly. So I can't second get that.
That's right. B. Miller say. Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead.
I feel like that because we were talking earlier, fellas, and you remember I was saying, Karis Jackson. Like it's like Aaron Smith caught the biggest play of the game against Tennessee. He have a target against damn Mississippi State? Like that? I mean,
no.
Like, do we always use our best guys all the time?
No.
You bring up a good question about Aaron Smith. You know what I'm saying? With all that speed, why don't we use him more? You know what I'm saying? Even if it's some reverses, some screen passes, some different things, is that not his skill?
I mean, he completing passes to 10 and 11 people a game. It's hard. I mean, it sounds like you just running the offense.
But Shawty, you brought that up early in the season, though. You said it's easy to get lost in our offense.
You get lost.
It ain't but one person get highlighted in our offense. Everybody else getting the ball by chance.
Hold on, 19.
Okay, 2. But I'm saying the tight end. We want Brock to get the ball. Brock getting the ball.
Right.
Yeah.
We want Land to get it. Land, when he pop up, but ain't nobody else being targeted. So you can get lost easily. You just trying to find your way in the shuffle. And it's Stetson going to Stetson.
The guy run like with a 4-1. I just wanted to get the ball a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Them 3 game, Cal. That for them 3 games.
One thing you have to understand too is Stetson got the most continuity with McConkey, because practice squad, they grew up playing together coming up in Georgia. So he got the most continuity with him. Basically, they started in practice squad. You know what I'm saying?
It's legit.
That's what he was going to.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Man, damn his continuity, though. You better get it to that talent.
Hey.
Oh, you scoring 41 points a game.
I know. I'm just saying, damn the continuity outside of him and Brock. We like that continuity.
You see what I'm saying? That was fine from the jump.
All right, B. Miller got a question. He said, who do we want to see first in the playoffs? He said he want to see Ohio State first. I'll let you start with this one, CA. If you got it.
I'll be honest with you. You know I do this sometimes. I don't really care. I want to handle what's going on in Atlanta first. I don't have a preference, as far as anybody else, because they're not going to give me an SEC matchup, so we don't care.
JV, what you got? You Ohio State, Michigan, TCU, or Tennessee in the first round?
Well, obviously, I'm not concerned about Tennessee and their feelings because I don't think that they're going to do anything different. They ain't going to get new players, and they ain't going to become more of a man. And that's how we whoop them. And I think that goes the same for any of those other Big Ten teams, man. Michigan had a lot of smoke last year, and we literally took them behind a woodshed, stripped them down, and beat them to the bare bones. So when it comes down to them, Ohio State, luckily Bo Nix he self-eliminated himself this year.
He did.
Talking about trash again.
Right.
He did.
I'm not concerned about anybody, man, besides us. If we play the way that we play, everybody else catching this beat down.
Dad, what you got on it, dog?
Yeah, really the same way. I mean, if we play our game, like JB said, I don't really see anybody, beating us because once again, everybody who is left, they do only one thing very well, whether it be offensively or defensively. We got everything in the toolbox. We do both of them well, special team, offense, and so this is the most balanced team that I think Georgia possibly has ever had, and the numbers show it.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Michigan, but to your statistical point, Michigan does both well. I know they ain't played nobody, and I'm not worried about them. If I had to choose somebody to play first, it'd be Ohio State, just because I like that extra time to prepare for the offense. That's the only reason. Other than that, I don't really have a preference. What about you, Randy?
Okay.
I don't have a preference. I think what a lot of the fellas are saying. I mean, I think if you look like just man for man, talent for talent, I think Ohio State maybe rivals Georgia, and they have one of those things that give great teams like Georgia problem. They got a damn studded quarterback. C.J. Stroud can damn play. He has a lot of great playmakers around him. But I think collectively, like that was saying, this team is so versatile. And I think probably after the third week, I stopped saying who Georgia lost and who Georgia has. And these boys, I mean, this is what we do now.
Got to feed them houses.
Put that quarter in there.
Put that quarter in there.
That's
you supposed to have a bucket of quarters when you come on the show,
man. She needs some money. But no, basically, it's like, okay, where do I see Georgia. Georgia's the best team in America. Georgia's the most balanced team in America. I think Georgia's the most damn talented team in America. But I don't look at it as who we're going to play because nobody's going to surprise Kirby. And that's the one thing that we've learned about Kirby. You don't look at like, damn, Georgia wasn't prepared for that. Man, did you see that one play outside the Alabama game? And they just had our damn number that day. Nobody out-schemes us. And offensively,
especially in the playoffs with the time, Randy.
Nobody
had
the time
you got to prepare.
Because you know what, Shawty? He was preparing for Tennessee in July. You know what
right.
I mean? That's the thing about him, man. We can talk, and you can talk about the preparation and him grinding his players to the ground. They love it, though. And that's the thing he has about Kirby. He has that buy-in from these boys where, hell, you know what? We finna run. If you ever been to a practice, they doing them split squad practices and shit. And he has them buying in. And that's the biggest thing. That's why I'm like, run whoever you want to run out there. They better not run TCU out there first.
That'd be awesome,
man.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
Come on, man.
So, hey, Adrian Goodman say, why do you think we don't use Darnell Washington in the red zone more often? JV, you tight end.
What you laughing at, Cal?
No, I'm just laughing because I got the obvious answer.
I'm gonna say because we put the ball in the hands of Stetson, and we know where Stetson gonna go if it's a pass play. Realistically, I think if you a Darnell, you're gonna say, hey man, just throw it. Don't even throw it below the goal post. Throw it an inch or two above the goal post, and just let me go get it. If that's what the recipe is for success, we just don't do it because man, we got so many other avenues to be able to get it there that we just don't use him like we probably should. But the man that realistically down on the goal line, I really can't even answer why we don't use him more because it's almost like a natural fit.
Cool, Cal.
I think we should.
Cool, Cal.
Oh, I was just gonna say shit because we got Brock Bowers.
Exactly. We already knew the answer.
Randy, what you think? Why don't we use Darnell more in the red zone?
Hell, I don't know. I don't know. I'm serious. I'm so serious. I don't know why we use him more anyway. Man, I mean, he had some rough moments in the Florida game. But I mean, this dude, I think personally, Darnell's gonna be a first-round draft pick this year. I think he's that big, that talented, that athletic,
I agree,
and can set the edge like nobody's business. But I mean, like Shawty was, like we have so much personnel where you can go. Kentucky, watch Dominic Blaylock have 8 catches for 100 yards and carry Jack the Blue.
Out of the blue.
We got so much personnel. I think that's the frustrating thing about it is that we got so much personnel because when you look at the teams that we're more likely going to play, you know who, for the most part, going to get the ball at Ohio State. You know who's going to get the ball at Tennessee or TCU. And Georgia, you just don't – you know Brock going to get the damn rock. But other than that, you just don't damn know every week who's going to be that big-time contributor for this offense.
There it is. Hey, y'all got more questions? Put them in the comments while we let Shawty do his thing. Go ahead, Shawty.
And I was just going to say that the question, and just before I get into the question, that's where we're going, Coach, to the question.
Yeah, we're going to the question. So say your piece and then get into your question.
Okay. And with that being said, man, the analytics, when you look at Darnell Washington, you would think that's what you should do.
Right.
But real talk, man, he really like the third, possibly fourth option in pretty much anything you run. So it's kind of tough. So with that being said, he kind of get the straps unless you forcefully gonna force feed him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But with that being said, yeah. So Randy, what's going on, man? Once again, man, happy for you to be on the show, bro. You know what I'm saying? I listen to your show pretty much at least 3-4 times out the week, man. Y'all get me through the work day, man. So it's good to finally see you in person again. Well, not in person, but to see your face again, man. Yeah, So with that being said, man, I asked everybody that come on the show this same particular question. So we were all 3-4 stars, all Americans and all that coming out of high school, right? So
0 stars.
Okay. Fair enough. I couldn't tell, but with that being said, when you got to Georgia, man, what player, you saw, whether it being offense, defense, you know, it's like, hey, man, I got to get in this weight room. I got to get in this playbook. I got to do whatever I got to do to get my shit together to get on this field, man. What player kind of inspired you when you got to Georgia, man? It was just something you had never seen.
You know what, man? It was all of y'all, dude. And I explain this reason like this, man, because I came in with no expectations of myself. I've always felt I was just lucky to be at Georgia. I was lucky because my coach knew Coach Lamb, and Coach Lamb brought my tape up there, and Coach Donnan saw it, and they offered me the last scholarship in the 97 class, and I was just felt lucky to be there. And then when I got there, I got to see guys like Hines Ward and Corey Allen and, you know, Robert Edwards and those guys work, and I was just like, damn. Maybe I can play at this level, because I'll never forget getting to Georgia, and I remember that's when JV had his issue with his stuff, and I remember like, who is that? They were like, JV, and I didn't know JV, and I felt so bad for him. I'm like, I don't know this guy, but he's my teammate. And I remember going in the tight end room when all y'all had came back, and I remember Coach Atkins. There was Larry Brown, there was Wiggins, there was JV, and he said, "This is Randy, guys. He can play here." And I was like, are you sure? Look at these damn dudes. I'm damn 200 pounds. I'm a tight end. And, you know, and the relationship that me and Jevaris, because I tell people this all the time, my relationship with him, they always talk about, we have this bit on our show about if Randy and Michael had all these targets, and I always stuck. The relationship I had with this dude was like no other relationship that, we talked about those running backs before. That's how me and Jevaris were. We didn't give a damn who got the credit or anything like. It was just all about winning. When I go to talk about CA, and you know, and Hines and those guys just helping me and teaching me and want me to be better, because I've always said this. I say this before. Corey Allen, the most underrated damn receiver I've ever seen come to Georgia. You know, this dude just
big play.
He just made fucking plays. I tell people about Shawty. You know what, Shawty? You might call him Shawty, but that man played big. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I learned so many things from y'all. So it's hard to always point out that one particular guy, because I always looked up to y'all, because y'all were always older than me, and y'all were my big brothers, and y'all always looked out for me no matter what. And so when I think about my biggest influence, I just look at, I would say that class of 96 was a biggest influence on me, with Corey Robinson and Pat Pass and Shouty and Big Jonas Jennings and Marcus Stroud, Jevaris. That was the biggest influence. But that 95 class, you know, with my main man Walker and Arnard and Skrilla and those dudes looking out for you and stuff like that, I mean, it's hard to just always point out that one particular guy, because I was so wet behind the ears, and y'all never let that happen to me. I never let that happen to me. Y'all always looked out for the class of 97, because we were.
You stayed in some shit.
We weren't heralded. You know, we weren't heralded. We weren't heralded like damn 96. We damn sure weren't heralded like 98. We were those little brothers in the middle that all of us were just grinders. My man Travis Payne on here, we were all just grinders, but y'all looked out for. So I can't just name one guy. I just always name all of y'all.
Appreciate your honesty, man. Once again, appreciate your honesty. Once again, you always know where you stand with you, man, brother. That's one thing I respect about you.
No doubt, man.
Hey, and since our guy E-Rob is not on the panel today, I'll try to do his question justice. All right, Randy, this is a question E-Rob asked everybody. It took us a while, 41 years to be exact, but we got over the hump this past year. I mean, a lot of talent has come through Athens. You named a lot of that talent, but we finally got it done. When we got it done, where were you at, and what was your reaction? How did you feel?
Okay, I'm down here where I'm at right now, in my basement. You know what I'm saying? It's just going absolute crazy. Everybody was asleep. My wife was expecting our child any day. You know, so she was upstairs laying down and everything, and she was like, just don't wake the neighbors. And so I just remember being down here, and I'm talking about just going absolute crazy. I remember I ran outside. I was quiet. And I ran out, and we got this big Georgia flag in the front yard. I ran, and I started waving it, and I just, you know, I had to do a hit on our station that night, and I just couldn't believe it, because that was always a fucking joke about us, man. It was like, oh, 40 years, this and everything, and you can't say that about us no more. And it was just, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, you felt like we were a part of it, because, I mean, I'm never one of those people that when Georgia won the championship, when people come congratulate me, I'm like, I didn't do shit. Why you congratulate me? You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Don't congratulate me. I didn't do nothing. But then you go back and you think about the stuff, the layers, and all those different things. It was just one of those things where it was, and then for the Braves to damn win the World Series earlier that year, it was just crazy how, like, I didn't sleep that night. I mean, just thinking about, dude, I literally watched the game again. I didn't lay down till like 5 in the morning because I had to watch it again because one of the things where you can't believe it. Georgia won the damn championship. They damn sure did. How about look at that Confederate? That's us right there, dog. Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Randy, you gotta accept those congratulations, Randy, because you had a lot to do with it, man. That legacy that Kirby is building right now didn't just start overnight, man. I always attribute that to the guys I had a chance to play with, like yourself, and I just want to say thank you for coming on and joining us, man. We look to you in the same regard, brother. So glad to have you on.
Oh man, it's my pleasure, man. And it's so.
Oh, one more thing. That basement legendary. We want to invite as a show. I'm gonna just go ahead and put that out there now. We've been hearing about that basement for a while. We're ready. Whenever you're ready, we're ready.
Here's the thing.
Let the wife know.
Here's the thing, all right? Because y'all can come over because like she went back to visit her family, so she'll be gone for a couple of weeks. So it's just you know what I'm saying? So
boy coming over this weekend.
Hey, Randy, I done heard some about them rules you got when you come to your house now. I don't know, y'all better be ready now. Randy got some rules and shit when you come to the house now.
When you walk in the door.
Yeah, there's rules. But no, dog. I mean, I look at and I've heard you guys and everything. And man, when JV, because I'll be honest. I was feeling a certain type of way, like, why the hell I ain't even been on here yet?
We left that on JV. We literally like we ain't gonna do that. JV got it.
When JV texted me last week and he was like a Tuesday, I said this Tuesday, yeah, that's cool with me. This Tuesday, cool. I did feel a certain type of way that I ain't been on the show, but
hey, you gotta talk to your other tight end about that.
Well, let me just go ahead and throw it out here, man.
Right on time, folks.
Do it, Coach.
Hey, look, Watson, I'm gonna just let you know, man. First of all, you come four.
Whoa.
First, you the number one cat that I always would want to have on this show. Number one, because you my brother, man.
Right.
We formed something in those hallways and those streets and those walkways coming from the MAC to the MAC throughout that campus that can't nobody ever deny, man.
Right.
Literally, we formed a brotherhood based on, guys, our competition also with each other. Because get this right. Randy is a competitive guy. I'm a competitive guy. We were in a room with two competitive guys who we saw battle every single practice. But you know what they did? They set the standard for us because those guys celebrated each other, each and every success that the other guy had. And from that, I looked at Randy, man, like the guy who made me better because he could not go on that practice field and get highlights on film and me not want to go out there and do the same. And then us walk to the doggone mat or walk to Snelling or walk to one of the dining halls and talk about, hey, man, God, oh, man, you out there balling, you doing your thing. You know, his family became my family. My family became his family. I love this guy, okay? Randy McMichael was the best tight end to come through the University of Georgia up until Brock Bowers took the scene.
I second that, JV.
There it is.
But it's true. It's true. If you go back and look at the numbers, if JV Ass was not catching those 34 balls, I would have had 67 catches. That'd been 72.
Oh, they're right. Y'all damn near split.
Yeah.
If Randy McMichael wasn't on the
field, he was leeching off you, Randy. He was leeching. He was a parasite.
I'm gonna tell you what Randy would do, real quick, guys. Let me tell you what Randy would do. Listen, we had a play, 280. I think it was 284 corner wide. Literally, he lined up on the same side of the ball. Literally, I will run the corner, and I think Quincy had something in the cookbook for Randy, man, because wherever he would line up. Quincy would throw the ball.
It's going there.
10 times
it's going to the post.
Say what?
No, don't tell that lie, JV.
I would run the corner
JV.
10 times and I would get the ball once, and Randy would run the corner route twice and get the ball 2 times. I'm like, bro,
you're lying.
Bro.
You were tired. You were tired, JV.
Wait, JV, we shouldn't have had you on no corner route, no way.
You said JV.
Don't do that, Sean.
JV, you
Don't
said
do that.
Randy run the corner route. I was like, cool. And I ran the corner route, he threw it. All right? That's what happened, man. But I love y'all guys. Because I remember, I'll tell you the greatest story was Corey Alum. I remember my first game at Georgia. I was playing, and I got in the game. And so Ed called out, Corey, come here. He said, look in the crowd and turn when you're on the phone upstairs to the coach. And I was like, why? So everybody can like you important. And now
CA with the game.
Yeah, and all Ed said was like, you about to go in. But he said, you got to make it look like you were important. I said, he hung up Corey. He's like, no, just sit on the phone for a minute anyway.
Just hold up. Just
So
take your time.
Dead move.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I learned that. I had to pass that along. You know, you got to soak some of this in while you're out there.
You do.
Right.
You do.
All right, question from Dutch, man. Dutch say y'all think y'all can make it through Kirby's practices. He says CA shorty them double days I add up quick.
Man, I don't know.
They don't do double day though. They don't do that.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that A and B practices in the morning, then that afternoon practice?
Yeah, they don't do 2 a day no more.
But they run A and B practices at the same time.
Bro, they go
ain't no more
super
fit on the wall.
fast.
I mean,
Hey,
I
look,
get
it ain't so much you can do in 3 hours. 6 hours is different.
And then I thought they stopped mat drill too.
Did
They did.
Yeah,
They
that's what I'm saying.
don't do that
We
no
were
more.
doing some different things now.
I might make
Hey,
it.
Shawty, y'all remember we had that real AstroTurf out there that missed Stony running them down, running gases at what 5:30 with Coach Spears.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we went too hard. That was the issue back then. They had us on that, the 40-hour rule. We were just signing paperwork. Lying like hell. I knew we were lying.
Look.
We wanted that scholarship. You better sign this goddamn paper.
Don't show up if you don't want to. You think it voluntary.
Fresh from the zebra. Or fresh from the oxygen. Straight to the field at 5 o'clock in the morning. Everybody smelling like liquor and bill.
There it is. Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, I want to thank Randy for coming on, man. Hey, man, we don't know why.
Predictions, Coach, predictions.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that. I just want to do that before I want to thank Randy for coming on. And before JV had said it, man, it was crazy. My guy, B. Shaw, got in the comments, and he said that Randy was the best tight end at UGA, until Brock. And that's what we used to say when we was in school. Like, anytime they throw in a Randy, I was like, I ain't worried about it. Like, Randy going to catch it because Randy got glue on no hands. So, and then Brock Bowers came, and then, he's just a different animal. So
I've accepted that, okay? But you look at the production of where he's lined up at.
Oh my.
He ain't going to let that one go, folks. You parasite, man. You was a leech, man.
It's all on you, JV.
What?
JV, you was standing in his way, dog.
Man, damn that. He's this other way. That supposed to be all my shine, but I'm just that kind of brother.
All right, man.
I feel you, baby. Come on now. I understand.
That man came in and made you run Bison, man. You had to run Bison. They're like you got to run 12 now. You know what I mean?
Hey, there it is, man. But like Charlotte said, man, let's get to some predictions, man. The spread on the game is 22.5 or 23, regardless, depending on where you look at. But that's the spread over Kentucky. We'll start with you, Cool Cal. What you got this weekend, man? You've been pretty spot on with these picks, dog.
Yeah, man. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. But I'm gonna say 41-7. 41-7. We come out, man. We're gonna be dominant. Take care of business.
Okay. CA, what you got on it, dog?
I got 38-9. We're gonna get a lot of reps. We're gonna run this ball. We ain't showing a lot. Kentucky ain't ready. 38-9. 3 field goals.
All right. Okay, Randy, what you got on the prediction for this weekend?
I'll go 41-10. I'll go 41-10. I think they'll squeeze in a late touchdown when the backups are in.
JV, what you got, dog?
Man, I'm sitting around 42-12. I think it's going to be a dominant performance, but because we're going to play so many guys, and we're gonna get so many folks on the field. They'll get a couple of field goals, maybe a missed tackle for a touchdown or something like that from in the late quarter.
Okay, Shawty, what you got on it, though?
I'm gonna go back to someone. I think it might have been CA said earlier, man. We just really want to get in and get out of here healthy, man. And I don't think we really worry about the spread. But at the end of the day, we are Georgia. That is Kentucky. So I'm gonna go 38-13.
Okay. I got 31-3. I think I'm with you and CA. I think we're gonna run the ball a lot and try to get out of there healthy. I just don't see Kentucky moving the ball on us, but they'll get a field goal at some point in time. E-Rob say 38-14. I think, that might be the closest spread there, E-Rob. Shelby say 38-6, giving them 2 field goals. Okay. I can see that. Anybody got anything else before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man, real quick again, man. I'm just going to kind of hark back to what I was saying, though, before. Of course, Randy McMichael, man, ain't much I can say about this guy. We done been through a lot. We done been through thick and thin. We done been through folks getting ejected from restaurants because they done put their hands on folks. We done been through.
They started.
We done been through, the early part of life together, man, as young men, and we done came through this thing to where we are right now, man. The men that we are, the age that we are. I don't have nothing but the utmost respect for this gentleman. His son, his children, his family is my family. The same, man, for my family, my kids. I love this brother.
Yeah.
I have a affinity for the folks that are closer to me, and I don't think I really have anybody on this earth that is as close to me as this guy, man. I salute you, man. Everything you accomplished, I always will tell you. I talk a lot of trash, but the real talk of it is, this guy was so talented, man, that when I was at UGA, he raised my talent level above what my talent level was, because I was just trying to compete with this guy. That's the type of guy he is, man. I saluted his career in the NFL. I salute him as a father. I salute what he's doing on the radio station, his career now. Man, just salute you, brother. I'm happy for you. I love you. Nothing but success to you, and your boy gonna fall through that basement this weekend.
All right,
that basement finna get lit. That basement going down.
You know how much I love you, man. Y'all my people, man. And I like I say, Thad, you know how I feel about you, dog. We go back, brother. Back to Nino and C-Rob, and I mean we go way back, brother. You know how much I love God. CA, where you taught me so much, brother. Always looking out for me. And, it's a pleasure to fellowship with my boys, man, especially talking about our dogs. I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Hey, Ren, let me ask you this, man. Just a quick story before CA jump in. I don't know if you remember this one day, man. It's so random. So, we was in school, everybody trying to ball. I had a cell phone, right?
Yes, you did.
You ready to say, man, look, man, why you got a cell phone and you ain't got no car? I knew he was gonna be my guy. I just knew that. It was just a random story. You remember that, Randy?
Hey man, I ain't never seen nobody walk around with a cell phone then. Everybody had a cell phone in the car. That's what we did, man.
CA, you got something before we get out of here?
Man, I'm just listening, man. I've always been a Randy McMichael fan. Randy came in, I think we might have weighed the same when he walked in the door in Athens, and we probably right above 200 pounds apiece. He at tight end, I'm at wide receiver, so I knew the skill was there. It was all about getting his confidence up, and that didn't take long at all. And just throw a couple weights around, bro. It's gonna fill out on the back end, but man, I'm just proud of what he made happen. Just like JB said. I can concur all of that, JB. You really develop a brotherhood in competition sometimes, and to hear you guys speak on that relationship, man. I'm proud of what I was trying to be a part of and left on campus. So for whatever you say in my behalf, bro, it's always love. Just know that I've been a fan of yours since you got to Athens, and to see it to this day, we all proud of you, man, and we will all be in that basement. So please let the situation. Let the neighborhood know we out there. We ain't signing nothing for free. Go ahead. we ain't gonna disrupt the neighbors either. No, exactly. We know how that. Salute, man.
Y'all be easy, man.
Hey, man, there it is, man. Another
definitely,
show, another great episode on Respect the Hedges, man. We're going to roll up in Kentucky and do what we got to do and come on back home healthy, man. For my guy, CA, Shawty, Cool Cal, JV, our special guest, Randy McMichael, and our guy missing in action, E-Rob, man. Hey, I'm Coach I. We out. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.